Alright, it is now time to begin our application problems and see what we can set up here. So in the first one, we have a baseball field. The pitcher's mound is 60.5 feet away, so there's 60.5, and the base paths are all 90, and we need to find this side right here from pitcher to third base. Well, if everything's a square, it's a 90-degree angle. That means that half of that right there is going to be our 45-degree angle. So I'm just going to redraw that triangle so we can see it. We have 90, 60.5, and this here in the middle is our 45-degree angle. When we try to solve this, how we're going to set it up, first of all, probably should name the triangle. So we'll name it A, B, C, with B being the pitcher's mound there. We want to find the distance between B and C. So that's side A. So A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. Plug and chug, A squared will equal 90 squared plus 60.5 squared minus 2 times all that. 2 times 90 times 60.5 times cosine of, well, angle A is 45 degrees. A squared then equals, in the end, 4059.86. Take the square root, I get A equals 63.72 feet as a result. If you can do part A, then you're in good shape for your test. Part B was a little bit trickier, because actually what we need to look for is if the runner is halfway, so he's right here, we're going to look at this part right here. That's the side we need to find. I'm going to know that the rest of the distance to the base, if he's halfway, this is the 45. I now know what this side was. We just found it. It was 63.72 feet. But I need to figure out this angle right here. Well, to do that, I first need to find the angle that I'm going to mark in green. I can find that from the original triangle here in triangle C. So I'm going to first say angle C is what I need to find. And to do that, I'm going to say that, well, sine of big C over the side opposite of it, 60.5, that has to equal, well, I now know side A, I know that it's 63.72, and that has to correspond with the side opposite of it. So sine of 45, just in my law of sines again. So when I cross multiply and divide, I'll end up getting that sine of C is equal to 60.5 sine of 45 over 63.72. It means that angle C, when I do the inverse sine of that, will be 41.75 degrees. So that's in the original triangle. That means that to find in this new triangle I'm looking at, I'm going to call that, my second angle C. That's going to be 90 degrees for the entire base path, and then minus the 41.75. So the angle I really need is going to be 48.25 degrees. So let's see if I can redraw this triangle for you so you know exactly what we're looking at. We're going to have something that looks like this. Well, here's your 45. We don't know this distance. That's what we want to find. The angle in question here in the middle is our 48.25. And we just found this side to be 63.72 from the first problem. And we need to find this other one. So now we do have, again, law of cosine. So I'm going to label this triangle here. This is still the pitcher's mound as B. This is still third base as C. And this is the halfway point. I'll call it D. So I need to find that side C. So C squared equals A squared plus B, or we don't have A though. We have D squared plus B squared minus 2DB cosine of C. C squared will equal, plug everything in, side D is 45. Actually, B is 45, D is the 63.72 squared, minus 2 times both of those, 45 and 63.72, times cosine of 48.25 degrees. That means C squared, when I do that, will equal 2270, and that means C will equal 47.6 feet in the end. So there's your answer for that. Answer for part A up here. Again, if part B is a little bit confusing, don't worry, it won't be nearly that difficult on your test. Mainly, if you can do part A, you should be in good shape. Alright, number 11. On a map of Lawrence County, we have a school this far away. So let's try to set it up. I'm going to have, there's the one school, here's the second school, and then here's the third school. So we're going to draw our triangles as such and see exactly what we can find about them. We know that from union of Laurel is 5.5. I also know that U to N is 6.75, and then the last one is 6. So we need to find the angles between each pair. So to do that, I'm going to first say, well, what do we want to start with? Always start with the smallest. So we're going to start with the smallest angle, which would have to be angle N. To do that, cosine of N will equal U squared plus L squared minus N squared over 2UL. Plug and chug, I should have 6 squared plus 6.75 squared minus 5.5 squared over 2 times 6.75 times 6. That's what cosine of N equals. So that means that cosine of N will equal 0.6335, or that angle N is equal to 50.69 degrees. Same thing, we got to go to the next smallest. In this case, it's going to be U, because 6 is smaller than 6.75. So I'll find next cosine of big U. I can do it using law of sines like I've done before, or I can use law of cosines again, whatever you're comfortable with. So I'll say L squared plus N squared minus U squared over 2LN. It means cosine of U will equal L is 6.75, N is 5.5, U is 6, all over 2 times 6.75 times 5.5. That means that cosine of U will equal, when I plug all that out, 0.5362. Take the inverse cosine, I get angle U to equal 57.57 degrees. I can do the exact same to find side or angle L in the end, or I can just do angle L must equal 180 minus angle U and minus angle N. So I should get, when I do that, 71.74 degrees for angle L. 2 left to go. This is our area problem. We need to find the area of this triangular lot. So we're looking at a triangle we'll call ABC. And I have a 1400, I have a 4100, and I have a 3200. The area is going to equal, send this formula here, this formula, S minus A, S minus B, times S minus C. Find the S semi-perimeter, it'll be A plus B plus C over 2. So I add all those up, and I should get, should be 8700 divided by 2, which is 4350. So that's what S is to start. Okay, so now I'm just going to plug in what I know. So S is 4300, or 4350 I'm sorry. Then I need to do 4350 minus each one of them. So minus the 1400, 4300 minus the 4100, and then the 4300, or 4350, I'll do it again, 4350 minus 3200. When I do all that, I should end up getting, when I plug all that in, I should have 1920766, that's in square feet. Now to get it into acres, because that's what it wants in the end, is how many acres, I'm just going to take that. Acres will be, just take your square feet and then divide it by that number 43562. That means that in the end our answer is going to be about 44.09 acres in the end. Alright, one last good one to look at here. We're going to set up that, well, we said first of all, we're going to change this. We don't want north 60, we want to go south 70 west. So we're going to set up our compass, see where we are. Alright, so when we look at this, we should have then, for the first plane going north, so we're going to go north, and then to the west at 30 degrees. So this is where the 30 degrees is on the outside of where our triangle will be, so that's where one plane is. Then the other plane, south 70 west. So we're going this way, and then there's our 70-degree angle. So there's our two planes. That's going to be the connection of the triangle. What angle will we have when we do that in the middle? I have 180 minus 30 minus 70, which means that I'm going to have an angle of 80 degrees here. And then when I do that, I should find now what my sides are between the two planes. So if I say this is plane A, this is plane B, and they started from point C, well, if I want to find where plane A is, I'm going to say, well, he was going 210 miles per hour, and to go from 2 o'clock to 3:30, that means it was 1.5 hours, which means that he's run a distance of 315 miles. Same with plane B, he'll be going 255 miles per hour, also going for an hour and a half. So he's gone for a total of 451. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself again. 382.5 miles. So now we have our distances here. This guy went 315. This guy's gone 382.5. So now we need to just plug and chug our answer using the law of cosines yet again. So I want to find little c because that's this distance that they are apart. It'll equal a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of big C. C squared will equal then, plug everything in, 315 squared plus 382.5 squared minus 2 times 315 times 382.5 times cosine of 80 degrees. Plug all that in into your calculator, you should get c squared equals 203,686.4. Take the square root, and I'll get that the distance is 451.32, and that is in miles for your unit. And there you have it. There are your application problems. If you can do all these, with maybe the exception of 10B, you should be in good shape.